Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Joshua Salvetti to the High Performance Trader. Today I want to break down a day, right? Which day was this? This was 6/20/2024, right? And the reason I want to break this day down is because it is a perfect example of the power of risk reward, right? See, as a day trader, right, we navigate throughout the market, right? And I remember back in the day, I was constantly looking for this perfect edge, right? I was looking for an edge that worked every single time. I became addicted to the thrill of a winning trade. I based my self-worth on it, right? I based my happiness on it, right? I based my conviction. I based everything on the matter of fact, if I was green and if I was red, I felt terrible, right? And when we trade this way, our results are horrible, right? You know why? Because every single trade we're trying to take, we are so focused on making money, right? And I understand it's kind of a paradox, right? Because we trade in the market, right? We go through all of this trial and tribulation and we try to develop all these skills and strategies and we try to learn all this knowledge so that we can, A, make money, right? But at the same time, when we are wildly obsessed with making money, what happens is our focus is now altered, our perception, right? And now we're navigating throughout the market in survival mode, right? Because if we do not make money on this trade, we then feel terrible, shameful, guilt, right? So today in this lesson, I want to break down the power of risk reward and why it is so detrimental, right? So before we go any further, guys, if you want to get involved with my team, click the links below, right? You can get involved on a monthly subscription or you could gain lifetime access through Trader Bootcamp online course, right? It's a valuable course. It's extremely effective. Highly recommend it. Check it out. Right, so the day we're breaking down is 6/20/2024. Right, so first things first, I want to show you guys, right, once again, the power of risk reward, right? So if you see over here in the Discord, right, I post the profits I made this day, right, June 20th, 2024, right, and once again, you can see 1240 off our winning trade and then 330 negative off our losing trade. So I'm going to break down in this video my losing trade, why it was a loser, and then I'm going to show you the criteria, right, that I was looking for when putting on that winning trade. And once again, the power of risk reward, right? Because until we can learn to navigate in and out of the market with risk management, we're never going to obtain those consistent results, right? So first things first, let's check out the pre-market plan. Right, so each and every single day I post a bullish and bearish scenario on SPY and QQQ to really approach the market from neutrality, right? We must understand, identify, and perceive the market information from a non-biased state. What does this mean? It means I don't care, I'm not assuming if this thing's going up or down today. Right? That's not my goal. That's not my job. That's not what I'm trying to do. My goal is to identify a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario. And based off what the market's telling me, I'm then going to act accordingly, right? So each and every single day, this is how I approach the market, right? So SPY, pre-market analysis, bullish scenario. Conditions have been extremely bullish today, so I'm looking for buyers to hold previous day high and end of day. Any buying acceptance at or above these levels, along with bullish structure formed off open print, I'm looking for longs targeting pre-market high and above. And then bearish scenario, right? And basically what that means is I'm looking for buyers to show me, right, using critical levels, using moving averages, I'm looking for them to show me that they still want this market. I need to see them control the conditions. I need to see them form structure. I need to see them decimate sellers at these levels, right? That's what I'm basically saying. Now, in a bearish scenario, you can see here, I'm looking for price to fall below end of day for a possible large move down to previous day low, right? And look, once again, this is not extremely analytical. It's not supposed to be, right? My Discord is not, I will never try to predict exactly what's going to happen for the day. I will always approach the day from a state of neutrality and unbiasedness, right? It's extremely important. Right, so that's our bullish scenario. Our bearish scenario is I'm watching the 1 hour time frame today and looking for sellers to defend end of day. This is the previous day close, right? And previous day high. They were right next to each other. If sellers can control these levels, I'm looking for short plays targeting previous day low. That's it. I'm not getting crazy analytical, right? If buyers control this, I'm targeting this. If sellers control this, I'm targeting this, right? Cool. So now let's dive into the price action. Okay, So first thing I want to point out here, right? We're getting a large gap up. Anytime you get a gap up, you are susceptible to a gap fill play. What does that mean? That means there's a high probability of price coming down and touching end of day, right? And you can see right here in the morning, we got this nice little sell-off down towards end of day, right? Next, open print is established, right? So this is my losing trade, right? So once open print is established here, right? And I took it on SBX, right? So I'm going to pull up SBX and I'm going to have SPY right next to it. Okay, so check out SBX. Open print's established right here at 5,500, right? Price falls below it, comes down, gets close to previous day high. You can see previous day high was about right there, and then rips above open print, right? We rip above open print. We come down for that retest. We're touching that cloud, right? That's my criteria. I'm willing to put money on this trade, right? This is what I call bullish structure, right? And what happened? Sellers came in, right? Am I gonna let this bother me? Absolutely not. Am I gonna be like, oh my God, this strategy's terrible, I gotta find a new one? Absolutely not. That's not my goal, that's not my objective, that's not my approach, right? I understand that my edge works, not 100% of the time, right? My edge works probably around 7 out of 10 times, and I gotta be ready for that 3 times it doesn't. Right? And how do we do this? With risk reward, with stop losses, hard stops, right? So I bought these contracts for around $900, and you can see I lost $330, right? So that's right around, let's see here, where did I put it? Was it in daily recap? Yeah, right here, right? So $330, that's right around 30%. I'm willing to take that loss to see if buyers were going to defend that, right? Simple as that. Right? I look for structure off open print. I look for the cloud retest. Didn't work. On to the next. Okay. So going back to the price action. I take the L, but I don't walk away. I don't get frustrated. Instead, I go, okay, what is the market telling me? Right? Yes, it's very bullish. Right? Okay. But at the same time, let me just make this bigger. I have to be ready for what it's going to look like if sellers do take control. Now remember, in the pre-market plan, I'm looking for sellers to defend previous day high. I'm looking for sellers to form structure off end of day. I'm looking for some sort of clue to understand that buyers do not have it, right? And what am I going to use? That 50 EMA, right? Guys, go back, watch the videos I make on the 50. It's highly effective. Right? I'm going to show you why right now. Notice, price comes down. I take that losing trade off open print, right? That's my first signal that sellers are pretty strong, right? But I'm not quite ready to short the market. I want to see how price reacts off end of day and previous day high. You can see, check this out. We then come right back up into open print and we get 2 rejections, right? This is what we call a break, a retest, right? But I'm still, once again, I'm not sure what buyers are going to do at end of day. I'm not yet willing to bet on sellers. I need to see my criteria. What's my criteria? I want to see a break below that 50, right? I want to see a retest of the EMA cloud, right? And I want to see market structure form. I need a clear place to get in, a clear place to get out, where price invalidates my trade plan. That's where I put my stop. Right? So price comes up to open print, we reject twice, and then we snap through the 50 EMA, right? Look at that beautiful candle. Snap right through it. This is very bearish. I do not, and I repeat, I do not enter the market short right here. This is where I become patient. This is where the alarm goes off, goes, hey, Josh, listen, you were watching end of day, right? We were suspicious that buyers may want to control that level based on higher time frame analysis, right? Does this look bullish? No. Sellers are showing strength here. So now I need to see that retest. Until I get that clean retest off the cloud, off the EMA, I'm not doing anything, right? There's been countless times where I just entered short out of impulsiveness, being irrational. Once again, just begging for that green trade, and I can't let it, I can't miss it, right? Can't let that FOMO get you, right? No, listen, wait for price to break, below the 50, wait for that retest. Check it out. Price rips right up into the EMA cloud. We take the market short once we cannot close above the 50. That is what I like to do. based on where the 50 is and how far it is, I want to see the retest either into the cloud, into the 50. In this case, I'm using the 50. I'm using the critical level, which is previous day high, right? And I'm using the EMA cloud. We rip into it. We can't close above the 50. This is where I take the market short, and my stop has got to be above this candle. Because if price can get above this candle, that is going to tell me that buyers were actually a lot stronger than I thought. Once again, if that happened, just like up here on my first trade of the day, so be it. I'm not worried about it. All what I'm worried about is identifying my criteria. So we took the market short right up here, and we caught a beautiful move to the downside, right? Where I then let price snap below the lows, added another contract, and took a beautiful trade all the way down. And you can see, guys, we rode this cloud all the way down until it snapped above this market structure, where I then locked in profits, right? So, guys, the moral of the story here is to learn to develop the criteria, develop your approach. This is your system, and execute the system. Focus on execution. Do not focus on a green trade. Instead, let the green be a byproduct of your process. I'm Joshua Salvetti. Make sure to hit a like, subscribe for more content, get involved with the team. I'll see you in the next lesson.